Yeah, I can't tell you how many times it stresses me out when I get texts and phone calls or people like S's knocking on my door trying to spin the block again and again and again. And they think that they're going to get the same response that they always get, like, or they're going to get something else. Like, seriously, I don't understand why is it so hard for people to not get the gist of it all. Like, you don't get to spin the block again. You don't get to have the same Sherelle that you always have. I don't know what type of woman people think I am when they look at me, but things change. And it didn't take long for me to realize that I deserve something better and it's time for me to change. Last year in the wintertime, I realized that I was being way too nice, too vulnerable to the wrong peoples, and I exposed the side of myself that I should never expose to someone who I never ever, see as a potential spouse. So when I was talking to my aunt about my dating life and who I was more attracted to, I realized to myself that it's not that I confuse myself, it's the fact that I have so many choices out in the world to pick from. And if I can't decide who I want to date, I'm just dating them all. And here's the thing, two different definitions of dating that I need to let everybody know because some people really don't realize there's two different types of dating. One is when you're not committed to somebody and you're just testing the waters, you're playing the field. You're dating. That doesn't mean you're committed. So you get to date whoever you want and how many people you want all at once. Men do it all the time, women's gonna do it too. And it stems from being too selfish, not selfish, but you give all of yourself to one person and you're not in a committed relationship and they want you to stay committed to them, but while they play the film, then when you get into a heated argument with that person, they want to throw it in your face that you're not committed, there's nothing serious, you shouldn't be so serious about everything. Why are you over here trying to be stuck with one person? So you got to realize, they right in a sense. Why us women only stick to one man and we're not in a committed relationship? We didn't hear those words coming out of the people's mouths, whether you're dating a guy, girl, or both, that if they're serious about you or they only want to be with you and you only, if you did not hear those words come out of their mouths, by all means, date whoever you want and how many people you want. Have fun. Because until you get those serious words coming out of their mouths and they be like, oh, I'm not playing with you. It's me and you. We're in a committed relationship. I want you and you only. I want all of you. And he says the same thing to himself, like, I'm not seeing nobody else. I don't want to see nobody else but you. If you ain't hear none of these words coming out of that person's mouth, you should not be sticking to one person only. Date. Go play out in the field. You have so many choices out in the world. Who knows? You might meet the one by meeting those some one of those peoples out there. And I enjoy dating women a lot, and that's what I was more attracted to. And I never had nobody who could change my mind about leaving women alone to date men only because I never met nobody that was worthy of me, my time. And one thing people fail to realize, I am God's child. So I don't limit myself to just one, especially if I'm not in a committed relationship. And as many times I've been manifesting and praying for a committed relationship, I seems to keep coming close to it, but never get it. Then people always look at me like I'm the homegirl. I'm always the fucking homegirl, never the wife, never the committed relationship, never the person that you want to committed relationship with. And I'm sick and tired of that. And I know y'all too. So it wasn't until this year when I started meeting more and more peoples and we have conversations on the daily a lot, and it's never come close to, oh, let's take it up a notch, let's take it to the next level. Just like this guy that I was friends with, like on TikTok, we have plenty of conversations. Y'all gonna hear TikTok a lot coming from my videos because I'm always on there every single day. I spend at least 3 4 hours out of my day on TikTok, and I bump into new peoples. We have conversations. or we ask each other questions in the comment sections, and it just bothers me that people always look at me and the first thing they think of is, oh, that's my homegirl. Not, oh, she could be the potential wife I've been looking for. Especially if you've been getting to know me a lot. And this is for the people that's been getting to know me for over a year or two. I I was like, oh my God. And then I go back and tell my friend Tamara that these guys, they think I'm playing with them. Like, they really fucking think I'm playing with them. And then when we was talking to these stems, stem studs, we was like, we call them my niggas too. So when you hear us say these are my niggas and that's my dude, we're talking about studs and stems because they like to be called staddies, daddies, whatever the case is. Some of them, they prefer to be looked at and called our niggas and mans because they never saw themselves as a femme. And that's another thing I need to learn. These terms people are very sensitive about. So when you hear somebody calling them that's my daddy or that's my nigga right there, that's just what they want to be called. And I met two of them who I was always on live with talking to, or they comment, we comment, and we're saying like, okay, they mad freaking cool. But I can't even begin to tell you how many times I met so many peoples or I dated in the past that try to spin the block, but they refuse to give me what I want. And it's like they keep coming into my life, but they think they come into my life to keep getting what they want over and over. And when they realize that's never going to happen, they want to argue with me. They want to get upset with me about it. They want to try to get me to say yes to them. Even with my son's father, constantly contact me whenever he feels like contacting me. And little did he knows, just like everybody else, I am not dealing with y'all. I'm not playing these damn games. And I don't know if y'all been through shit like this, but this is really getting on my nerves. And when you don't give them the opportunity, the attention, they get really upset. They get into that narcissistic mode, and then they start texting you all type of crazy mess. They start cursing you out, or if they don't curse you out, they try to guilt trip you. They try to use reverse psychology. And when they see none of this works, none of their tricks and trades works, it's funny. It gets really funny because they get really upset. And then, just like him, a lot of dudes get upset and they want to start cursing me out, calling me all types of names. And then 24 hours later, you're back to texting me. Especially my ex-lovers. When they see they're not getting the attention that they once was getting, they constantly keep texting, calling. And it's annoying. So I'm like at the point where I have to change my number for the fifth time. Because I'm like, yo, I didn't know these dudes was even saving my number. I didn't even know they was still keeping my number. And then one of them got a nerve to get upset with me because I took his number on my phone last year. Mind you, I didn't speak to this dude since last year I guess in the fall time. And I took the number out of my phone and I was like, it's time for me to upgrade everything. And they also say prayer works. Okay, I don't want to say I'm not a believer, but when I do pray, I guess it's certain things you pray about and you pray for, it doesn't come true because I don't know, God's like trying to tell me this is not for you. But I be praying for a lot of things and none of them is coming true. But when I pray for peace and I pray for all this other stuff, it comes to me. So now I'm at the point where I'm just like, okay, it is what it is and it's whatever. And then I meet another person and they do the same shit. And I'm like, yo, I don't understand. Do I have a big sign on my forehead that says, come to Sherelle? She's the one that you could play with. She's the one that you could use reverse psychology on. She's the one that you could sit here and get her to say yes to you, but say no to her. No, that's not how it works. First of all, just like you, I deserve everything that I want, everything that I've been praying for too. When you look at this face, you're not looking at just a best friend or a girlfriend. You're looking at a wife. And I've been working on myself for far too long to sit here and say that I'm only in the friend status. If you try to friend zone me, I'm going to head for the hills as quick as I can because that's not what you're going to do to me. And then two, I have gain the courage and the confidence within myself to know that I am worth a lot more than what people is giving me. So if I don't respond to people's messages or don't respond to your requests, it's because I deserve better. And since you don't look at me and see that I deserve more than what you're giving me, you're going to forever be talking to yourself, because I would never speak to you. I would never give you the energy, the time of day, and I don't feel bad about it. 3, I am being selfish with myself, and I am being aggressive, and I don't apologize to that, because you don't understand how hard it took me to say yes to myself, say yes that you're beautiful, say yes that you're wise, that you are courageous, you are a queen, and you have the strength to make stuff happen. And then 2, you don't deserve to be stuck in a friend zone. You are beautiful, you're wife material. It's like I give my energy to a person who I think that they are worth it, just to see that they're not worth it. And then I'm sitting here like, yo, I am a good friend and a good girlfriend and a good wife, because I make sure you are fine, you're okay, that you're happy, you're pleased, you eat, you're confident, you're secure by me. I make sure that I am the only person that could show you and let you know that, hey, I got your back. I'm in your corner. If that doesn't read out loud, hey, your wife material, I don't know what is. I give people too much love. Okay, I am very sincere about my words and my actions. And if I show all my love and sincerity to you, and you still look at me as a friend and you think that I'm lying about shit, then I don't know what to tell you. Because if you can't see or figure out when there's a wife sitting in front of your face, you would never see it. And then 2, God has shown you that I am a blessing to you, and I'm gonna always be a blessing, because God has taught me a lot of things. And if you don't see that, I don't know what to tell you. But I'm not a friend, I am a blessing, a huge blessing. You want the type of wife you've been looking for, I'm sitting right here. But if that's not what you want, you could keep it moving. Somebody out here in this world is going to see me as a wife, and that's going to take me serious and not going to play about me and be like, hey, I want you and you only. And I'm not settling for you less. And here's another thing. I am not a colorist. I am very picky about who I want to date. 2, I date all types of nationalities. Doesn't matter if you're Jamaican, Puerto Rican, white, black, whatever the case is. I date everybody, and it depends on the energy and the vibe that you give me. If you make me feel love and secure, and you make me feel good about myself, and you make me feel good about you, then yes, I'm yours and you're mine. If you look at me in my face and make me feel like I'm the only girl in the world for you, then yes, that's where I'm going to be. But other than that, I'm not dating for less. And then 2, I got to be attracted to you in every single way. If I'm not